Hello, folks. Welcome to Tears TV. Dundee 0, Rangers 3. It's myself and Gordy in the studio. We've got Jay in England and we've got Lewis in the beer garden. I think it's looking a bit dark there, guys. How we doing? First of all, Gordy, how's things, mate?
Yeah, good. Did you write that earlier? Dundee 0, Rangers 3 were live on Tears TV. That's pretty good. I like that. I like that. I'm good. Right? Yeah, positive. Happy, smiling, so all good, yeah.
Right, guys, love yourself. Lewis, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm all good, Si. I'm all good. I'm pleased with that. I can't quite hear you that too well, Si. I don't know if it's your mic or not. I can't hear you too great.
Just me or both of us?
I don't know. God, speak for a second.
It's like we've got a war correspondent live in Baghdad tonight or something. It's brilliant. I love it. This is brilliant. This is the way forward.
I can hear Gordy fine, Si. It's just yourself.
That's all you need, Lewis. That's all you need.
That's not all I need. That's not all I need.
Jay, can you hear me all right?
No, I can't hear you, Si. Really well.
Let's just share this microphone.
Aye, we'll come to we'll share that one. It might be turned down or something. I don't know.
Okay. Lewis, glad you're well. Jay, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. That's 3 wins in the league on the bounce.
Let's start off with this. That I was at a remembrance period, a remembrance service today, and I missed 45 minutes of the game. And as you know, the studio's murder for parting, so I missed the first 10 minutes of the second half. So I don't have a lot of knowledge in the game. So mostly what I'm going to do is listen to you guys. So I'll hardly be required to speak. The only input I've really got was the 2 goals. I saw Moore's goal. So I know there was 3 goals, but I hadn't seen Raskin's goal yet. Moore's goals, because he scored 2 goals, one was chopped off, took it to him really well. And Gassama, now we know he's got that in his locker. He's done it a few times. Looks like a real promising young player. Other than that, I couldn't really comment much on the game. So it's down to you guys, but you thought.
Yeah, I mean, just come in and say I thought, right, it was good to see an attacking formation with 2 up front. I'm not going to bother with any stats this week. I think we all know them, so I'm not going to bother you with any stats in this week.
Many goals for the strikers.
But at the end of the day, it's good. I liked Danny Röhl before the game. He said that, I think he was asked on the radio what he thought of how Dundee would play, etc. And he basically said, doesn't matter. We're here to win. We have to win. The expectations is to win. So that was really positive. That's what a difference that makes. Breath of fresh air. And he set up, not sure I like this chopping and changing formation every week, but he said he's still out to win, attacking team, and we went 2 up in the first 15-20 minutes, so it was great.
Yeah, so I don't really mind like the chopping and changing every week because it keeps the opposition thinking, because no one knows how we're gonna line up. We don't even know how we're gonna line up. Only Danny Röhl knows that. So I don't mind it too much. The thing that interested me in this game is that we were 2-0 up at half time, and then he still goes and makes 3 subs, which was quite interesting. But and in hindsight, maybe 3, maybe he would think about potentially not doing that in the future when we're 2-0 up, just purely because I feel like after the 3 subs came on, we lost that bit of control for the first 20-25 minutes of the second half. I felt like that's where they were at their best. So I'm not sure, but I also think it's the personnel. Bringing Schmidt on, he's either offside or he's just losing the ball. I still can't see it. I don't want to talk negatively after a 3-0 win, but yeah, I think it was interesting that he made those 3 subs at halftime. I can understand the Barron one for Diamande, because Diamande, I think he probably had a porous first half compared to everyone else, and Barron again bringing him on gives you that bit of security to keep your 2-0 lead. But yeah, Asgard and Schmidt, I'm sure he's still out on those 2 for me.
So a quick question on that, guys. How did we actually play in the first half? Because I never saw any.
I thought we played well.
Quite well, mate.
Some of the football that we played was probably, and I'm looking at more here in particular, because the way he would receive the ball on with his back towards goal, but still be able to turn in the midfield and link the play, pass the ball into Diamande or into Danilo and receive it back, play it into Miovski and be able to play off players. We haven't seen too much of that this season. So I thought Moore was probably the best player on the pitch in that first half.
Interesting.
I'd agree with that. I thought he had a great first half. I think he took his goal very well. Both his goals he took very well. Of course, unlucky to get the other one disallowed, but the goal that was allowed, I thought he took it fantastically. It was a great finish. Found the corner well. Definitely his best performance so far in the Rangers shirt. I hope he can keep it going for the rest of the season whilst he's still here. because he's certainly a top talent, and he's certainly a top talent down in England. So I hope he can start to prove it up here. So yeah, I mean, I'm delighted. I'm delighted with his performance. I just wish I just wish his second goal get allowed. But apart from that, yeah, great, fantastic.
I mean, what's your opinions on this, guys? Well, I'll ask you first, Gordy. For a while, I've said that we've probably all been saying that. I'm choking for a beer and you're sitting drinking a bud there. I'm on the coffee. I've said for a while it's quite important that Moore gets a goal because he's putting a lot of contribution in and it'll take a wee bit of pressure off him. How important do you think that is him getting that goal today?
Mate, crucial, yeah. I mean, he's improved under Danny Röhl. He seems to be playing with more freedom. He seems to be responding well to whatever Danny Röhl's saying. And he's not been shy going for goal the last few weeks, and he's come on to a game as well. So positive, he's certainly improved in the last couple of weeks. And the good thing is, I think there's more to come from him. And as he gains more confidence and he gets more used to the Scottish game, I think he'll go from strength to strength, and he'll probably just peak towards January, February. I think the way fixtures look. So yeah, it's looking good for Mikey Moore. It took him a couple of months to get settled, but he's starting to show his true potential now.
Thoughts on that, guys? Your thoughts on Mikey Moore?
Yeah, I think not having him like stuck out on the wing helps his game massively. He needs to be centrally. That's where he's going to do the most damage. You see it, the way he can pick the ball up under pressure, beat a man or two, and then play. You know, he's got great vision. He did it in the first half where he took the ball in his own half. He managed to get through a couple of challenges and then tried to play one into and behind for Miovski. It didn't come off, but the vision was there. And I feel like we need him in those central areas because he's not afraid to have a pop at goal, as you saw for his first goal of the day. So I think definitely he's on the up. But I feel like he's got the right attitude. You know, I look at him and I feel like he's given his absolute all, and that's the only thing you can really ask for. You know, if they're putting in the effort, then eventually they're going to get the rewards.
Well, when I watch him at the end of the game as well, guys, I think he looks as if he's enjoying his football now. For a couple of weeks, when I say Moore here, I'm including us in the stands as well. For a couple of weeks, nobody was enjoying it at the start of the season, but it looks as if he's actually playing with a smile on his face now. That's really important, I think.
Yeah, I think that's crucial with players, and I think we've seen players in the past. I mean, we've got one now in the squad, Danilo, always plays with a smile on his face, but I think the last maybe couple of seasons he's been a bit below par, to be honest. I know the last few games, well, the Kilmarnock game and the Hibs game, he was scoring goals and he looked a bit stronger and it looked like a £6 million striker, but don't get me wrong, like he has the last 2-3 seasons maybe, however long he's been here, he's looked below par. He's looked quite less than bang average, to be honest. I was about to say bang average, but less than that, to be honest. But you know what? A player that always plays with a smile on his face, he's got the love for the club. I mean, we see that with his dad. Another player as well who always played with a smile on his face was Fashion Sakala. He was always fun. Don't get me wrong. He never played his best. He never played the best all games, but you always knew that he was going to give 100%. Every time he was in that starting lineup, he was always going to give his all because he always played with a smile on his face and he loved his time at the club.
So a couple of months ago, guys, we were worrying about we were going down the behind the table, we were second bottom, we were starting to think this could be a real shit show. We're now sitting fourth in the league. Gordy, we were just talking about that before we went on live here. We're 12 behind Hearts with a game in hand and 5 behind Celtic as it stands. It's a big difference in a few weeks, a big swing.
Yeah, you're starting to get some momentum. I think I'm right in saying that Danny Röhl's now collected more league points in 3 games than Russell Martin managed.
Hold on a minute. Did you
not
not just text and say that I'm not going to be doing any stats?
His time here. Yeah, I was so tempted to come in with that Danilo comment for Lewis, but I'm not.
I think what we'll do, see for next week, right? It's coming up.
I'm positivity. We've won 3-0, so this is not the day for post-mortems or anything like that.
What I think we'll do, right? See for next show, I think we'll do this. We'll all join it for a Christmas sweep for the York Hill or something. We'll do. If anybody mentions Russell Martin, you put £1 in the swear box, and that way we'll go.
That's £1 there for you, Si. You just said his name. That's £1 there for you, Si.
Whose name?
The only point of reference for it was just to eliminate and to highlight just the positive change in the last couple of league games. And the good thing is that I believe that, well, certainly we've got 4 games in a row which are certainly winnable. We've got Livingston and Falkirk at home, and then we've got Kilmarnock away from home who are struggling, and then Dundee United away from home as well. That is 4 winnable games. If we can collect 12 out of 12 in the next 4 games, that puts us up to second place, or at least third. And the momentum is with us going into the festive period, which is always busy and crucial. So, I think we all agreed that, even if just a few weeks ago, if we could put some wins together, the league wasn't over. I still don't believe Hearts are going to win the league. I said that 3-4 weeks ago. I think they'll be there or thereabouts, but I think the league's still wide open, to be honest. And we've got a chance to really put some momentum and some points on the board over the next few weeks.
I'm gonna sorry, gents. I'm gonna touch on Gordy's comment there, and this comment that just came in there from Andrew McInnes. Rangers will win the title this season. Now, do you guys think that's quite bold, or do you think we've genuinely got a chance of winning the league here? I'm going to come in first. I'm not going to write us off. Look, we've started the season very poorly. We all know. I'm not going to say his name because that's a pound into the jar, and it is Si says. So, we've started the season very poorly. I think it's the worst possible way you can set yourself up going into the sort of winter break, which is very, very crucial. Of course, as we all know in football. I think, as you were saying there, we've got 4 very, very winnable games coming up. Livingston, Falkirk, Kilmarnock and Dundee United. So, as you were saying there, if we can get 12 points out of 12 there, and we can get ourselves into a good run, a good bit of momentum, I think we're certainly back in it, the title race. I'm not gonna say, oh, we're gonna win the league. I'm not gonna say we're not gonna win the league either, though. I think it's still too soon to tell. But that's just my opinions on it so far.
I think we definitely have a chance. If you look at the last 3 league games, we've only conceded 1 goal in those 3 games, and that was a mistake from Jack Butland from the corner at Killian. It's the league games I'm talking about. So we're not conceding the chances that we were under you know who. So I feel like we're doing a lot better. The one that what's that Harry Potter quote? The one that shall not be named.
He who shall not be named.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if you look, we how many games did we go without a clean sheet away from home in the domestically?
Yeah.
I think it was 25 or something like that. So and we've gone 2 on the bounce now. And to be fair, Dundee didn't really look like scoring. There wasn't like a time where they really sort of cut us open and they were through on goal, and Jack Butler had to make a big save. They had a couple of shots from outside the box, but it was comfortable for us today, and I feel like that's the biggest positive. And now we've got 2 games at home to Falkirk and Livy in the league. Next 2 games, we have to get 6 points from them. If we get 6 points from that and build that onto that momentum going into the Killie away and Dundee United away, we have a chance. Because I feel a lot more confident now going into those 2 away games after Falkirk and Livy than I would have done under the previous manager. So I'm confident as long as we're in there or thereabouts as we get into the winter sort of January season, then I think if we're 5-6 points behind in like at the start of January, I still feel like we've got a chance, because this will then be Kevin Thirlwell's moment to prove to us that he can actually do something of value at this club, because that window, that January transfer market looks like it's going to be massive for all 3 clubs fighting for the title this season.
Yeah, so a couple of points on that. Yep. I think first of all, it's far too early to be talking about winning titles. All knowing the fact that some parts of the season have been dreadfully awful, and the defence still needs fixed. We need to fix that in January. The big thing for me is, up until Christmas, can we get into 3rd place, and then can we get to 2nd place? Just take steps at a time and let the other clubs worry about each other. The 2 teams, Celtic and Hearts, will drop points. But we need to stop dropping. Hopefully we've dropped 2 points. Question I'm going to ask all you guys tonight. And the January window is the hardest window. We all know that. It's the hardest window. It's the least popular for making big signings. We need a full new defence by next year. However, a name I'm going to drop into the hat tonight. I watched him. He came on for Dundee, the boy Simon Murray. I don't know if he's a Rangers man, Celtic man. I don't know much about him, but he can put the ball in the net. He's a threat, scores against us a lot. And I believe, according to radio tonight, they said there was a fallout between him and Stephen Presley. That's the kind of player that I would like Rangers to be looking at for the future in January.
I'm just going to come in there. Yeah, he's a name that's been in Scottish football for a while. He started off his career, funnily enough, at Dundee United. Then he was at Hibs for a good few years. So yeah, as I said, there he's been in Scottish football for a good few years, for I think majority, if not all, of his footballing career. He's a proven goal scorer in Scotland. I think he's one that goes sort of unnoticed in a way as well. I think when we talk about goal scorers in Scotland, we talk about well, sometimes we talk about Rangers players, Celtic players, or even Lawrence Shankland, even this season, the boy Kieran Bowie for Hibs. But I think Simon Murray's a name that goes unnamed, to be honest, this season a lot. And I think that's undeservedly, because last season I think he was up there in the top goal scoring ranks. And I think this season he's looking not too bad as well. And as you said there, Si, he's a massive threat whenever he plays against us. I know for a fact he's a Dundee supporter. He grew up a Dundee supporter. That's where he's from as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't think the whole being a Rangers man, a Celtic man, whatever. I don't think that would have a massive influence on it.
Well, his name's Simon. Mate Simons are always good Protestants, aren't they?
No, but I think
He's a good
when you
player.
look at
He
it,
looks comfortable on the ball.
yeah, of course. But when you look at it in a sense of he's at his boyhood club and he's doing well and he's scoring goals, I think that would probably mean he would stay there. And I think it's fair to say as well, he's one of, if not Dundee's best player. So I think for them to make a move like that in the January transfer window would be, I'm not going to say unrealistic because you never know, but I don't see it happening.
Well, what I'm saying is, if the story was true, I heard the radio that there's been a fallout with him and Stephen Presley, and that could open an opportunity for Rangers. Because if Rangers are interested, they should be talking to him now.
It could, but I mean, I don't see the current board doing this because of his age. He's 33, turns 34 in March, and so are they going to give him like a 6-month deal and 18? He'll want a few years. Like he wouldn't. I don't know how long is left on his contract.
Well, let me answer the question the way Gordy's going to answer it. Probably we need a striker that scores goals. We need a striker that can score goals, and he scores goals. So that would be a quick fix. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Gordy?
If you'd asked me 6 months ago, I laughed you out the park, but because I would have thought there's better players out there. However, I'm not going to be negative regarding the strikers we've got at the club at the moment. The problem we've got is that we're going to bring in, that's potential bringing in a fourth striker. Could he do a job short term? Yes. But
there's stories about Shermiti might be going out on loan as well.
We'd have to offload a striker. And right now, I don't think we have to give these strikers an opportunity, at least until, by default, we have to until January. But I just don't see anyone coming in for our strikers right now, quite rightly.
No,
I agree with that. Unfortunately, I agree with you.
Simon Murray's not going to come. Is he going to come and be warm on the bench? Probably, because we'll get a pay rise. But yeah, it's if you'd asked me 6 months ago, I would have said yes, but I said no. But if you asked me now, I would probably take MD, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. Strikers are a massive problem at the club at the minute. You know, you look at Miovski and Shermiti. I wasn't happy with either of them really today. You know, I felt like Miovski didn't hold the ball up well enough, and there was a couple of times where he tried to lay off for one of the other players, but it was too heavy or too short, and he lost the ball. And then Shermiti, like he was just, you know, the first 5-6 minutes, he was offside like 3 or 4 times. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, being offside constantly, you're just breaking down attacks. And then when he did get the ball, he was losing it really easily and then giving fouls away. And I was like, I need more from you. We need more from our Rangers number 9. I don't think either of them are up to it at the minute. But we've invested over 10 million on so I can't see us going for a striker. I think potentially we might go for if he wants to play this 4-3-3 or go back to that sort of formation. It's a right winger that I think we're going to go for because Curtis isn't going to get game time. I think that's obvious to see. Ant-Man, is he up there quality-wise? I think it's too early to tell still because he's not getting that much game time at the minute. So I feel like it's the right wing is potentially the position that I think we might strengthen rather than striker.
Well, according to the Herald and a few other newspapers, there's plenty of right wingers at Ibrox just now. On you go, Lewis.
No, I'm just going to come in there and talk about what you were saying with Shermiti there, struggling to hold the ball up. I said this from the day that he joined. Miovski's not a striker that can hold the ball up. Miovski's a striker who you play the ball in behind the defender too, and he runs onto it and puts it past the keeper 1-on-1. That's what I said before. That's what I said before he was joined, when he was rumoured to join. That's what I said as soon as he joined, and that's what I'm saying now because it's true. And we've seen that when he's been at Rangers because they're trying to play the ball into him. We're thinking because he's a big tall guy, he's going to be physical and he's going to be able to hold the ball up, but that's just not the case. I don't think we've got any strikers in the building now that can actually hold the ball up, to be completely honest. I think Miovski all Miovski actually needs is a run, a good run of games and a good run of scoring goals, which I think he will get if he's given the chance instead of this Chermiti, who I think I'm not going to say that Thelwell's picking the team, but I certainly think there's some sort of influence there. I think he's like, come on, we spent £8 million on him, going to play him. I think that's what the case is right now with Chermiti. I think that's why we're seeing him start so many times when he's not performing. He's very much underperforming. So that's all I've got to say in Miovski. But in terms of bringing in a right winger, and you're saying, Jay, it's too early to tell with Atman, but are we going to be saying that for the whole season? If we do end up bringing in a new right winger, are we going to be saying that for the whole season? It's still too early to tell with Atman because he's not getting game time. I think the only way for us to truly tell Atman's qualities is by playing him. And the first game that he played, he was in the door a day or two under Russell. Oh, that's another pound there under Russell Martin. He was in the door 1 or 2 days, and he played against Victoria Pilsen, and he played out of his skin. But then for the rest of the time under he who shall not be named, he looked lacklustre. To be honest, I think he was too regimented, if that's the right word. And to Russell Martin, that's another one. He who shall not be named style of play. So I think there's certainly quality there with Antman. I think he's still yet to show it though, but I think he will show it if he's given game time, which I'm disappointed that he's not getting game time because I think there's certainly room for us to improve out on the right hand side, and I think there's no one better than what we currently have right now in Antman.
So guys, time's catching up in this here. I'm trying to cut it down to about 20-25 minute shows for the aftermatch. Dundee can be a bit of a bogey, bit of a banana skin for teams. Rangers go the other day and get a 3-0 win. Are we all round? Are we quite happy with that?
Yeah, as I say, I'm
delighted.
Yeah, and I'm also delighted as well. And it's not a day for criticism of the players because overall we won 3-0. So 3 goals, clean sheet up the road, and we've caught up 2 points in Hearts as well. So yeah, pleasing day.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it's pleasing overall, to be honest. You know, we scored 3 goals. I mean, when was the last time we won a game by 3 goals? You know,
against Dundee away.
When I'm also going to come in here. When was the last time we got a convincing, dominating win away from home?
Yeah. Well, you've also got, for what I've seen, I've only seen this once, but it was quite, it wasn't clearly offside the goal. It possibly was. I'm not saying it was offside or no, but it was very close to being a 4-0 win. And it looks as if the boy Moore's really coming out of shell now. So all in all, it's a good day at the office for Rangers. Danny Röhl desperately needs a run of games and a run of wins, and this team needs that as well. And I was talking to Gordy just before we came on. I think we need to try and get a kind of set team in the next couple of weeks, and the games that are coming up over the next few weeks should give them that opportunity. Hopefully nobody comes back for international duty injured though.
Yeah, that's always a big worry, you know, and I really dislike international breaks and like throughout the season because of that risk, you know, players getting injured. But it is what it is. I think it's a good time for Danny Röhl now to regroup and to really assess how his players have performed over the last few weeks and try to look at a starting 11 that he's going to be relying on to get him to January before we can start investing more into the squad. And I think we will invest more into the squad in January when the owners came down and we unveiled Danny Röhl. You know, from their comments, they said there will be money to spend if obviously we feel like we need to. So yeah, it's just about regrouping. There's a busy schedule coming up. Get as many points as we can, and I'm confident that we will, and then go from there.
Nice one. And to finish off,
no, sounds good.
I think that's us, guys. Yep. Thanks very much for your time tonight, guys. Lewis,
cheers,
a wee shout out to the plug. A wee shout out a plug to the pub scene the other night.
Aye, well, I'm here at the Black Bull. I'm here with a bottle of beer. I'm no long finished my work. I finished my work at 4:00, so I managed to sit down and watch the second half of the game, which is probably the worst half of the game. Actually, probably. I think it's fair to say that is why I'm drinking. Yes, Scotty. But yeah, look, a fantastic boozer. We've got plenty of punters in there now. Very busy, of course, always for the football. A massive Rangers pub right in the heart of Cambuslang. You can't beat it.
Excellent. Good okay, man. Guys, have a good night. Safe journey home, everyone. And follow. Win, lose or draws. Remember, we are the people.